Okay, Weston. So I've got you up next to AJ Pollock because I want to show you something, and I know exactly what I want to look for as I watch you hit. So you're rocking into back hip load, okay? And you've got the toe tap. Now the big thing that I'm going to watch for you is, are you able to firm your hip out as your heel gets into the ground? So I think you're doing a pretty decent job of transferring weight in your stride. It's just a matter of figuring out, okay, how do I keep playing with, and it's the same thing with throwing. By the time my heel's into the ground, especially on a fastball, like right there, our hip should be set. And as I was watching your swings, you can see how your hip still drifts forward just a little bit. And even at impact, right, you're still not quite firmed out here. Now, as we move on to the next one, because I use these two in a row here. Okay, hold on, let me get you set. Sorry about that technical issue. Clear. Okay, I'm going to have to keep it there. Sorry. As we get there, okay, toe touch. This one's better. I think you do a better job of carrying your weight in your stride here. And then as your heel comes down, it's okay to still be getting weight off of your backside as your front heel gets into the ground. Now we're into the ground on a fastball, on a flip. And if we dot up, oops, I'm getting everything wrong today. We dot up your front hip. That's a lot less slide in that one. Still not quite firmed out here with our front knee. You can see it's a little bit late that you back into it. And it just gives you that little bit of a round action. But that was much better than the last one as far as having a lot less hip slide, i.e. setting your weight up on your stride so that by the time that heel gets into the ground, from there our hip should be set and we should just rotate. You just get the slightest bit of hip coming forward. Heel in the ground there. Hip just comes forward just a little bit. So Pollock, and this is on, I'm not going to rewind and show you the whole thing. This is on an 83 mile an hour terrible slider that he hit about 450 feet. So here's Pollock as he goes from toe to heel strike. Now there's a tiny delay, right, as we watch his hip relative to the guy's face behind him, because this is a hanging slider, right? And the way that big league guys hit hanging sliders is they're able to keep their hands back, and you're going to see he drives into the ground just a little bit more because it's a breaking ball, but he's kept his hands back. But now you can see, oops, at that point, even on the breaking ball from right there, that front hip is set, and he just rotates around it and is able to get more length through the ball. You can also see at impact how he's firmed out. If you just watch his knee, you can see heel in, and he's set almost immediately to have something to rotate against. Again, it's a hanging slider, so right from here to here, he's still reading the pitch. But you can see, again, looking at the guy's face behind his front hip, you can see how he gets it set. This one for you is much better. Heel down, very little leak with your front hip. It's better. But as I was watching some of your swings, like the one before here, and this is good to just see, to have something to work on. You want to keep figuring out how to set up your weight on your stride so that by the time that your front heel hits the ground, like right there, that's where we want on a fastball our front hip to be set. And you just watching your front hip relative to the posters, it just slides just a little bit, which is just an inefficient movement and causes a lot of directional issues. As you can see, you get just a little bit around as you're still not quite firmed out at impact and firming out afterwards. Heel down, reading the slider, front hip set right there. And he's able to rotate around it with a strong front side.